recently, this past, I think, Thursday or Friday, we were it was the anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's death. Fun fact: the day after he died, me, Jeremy, and Ian, we did a tribute on my channel, just basically remembering him and what he meant to us overall as not just an actor, but just him as an individual. It's been 5 years since his
Crazy.
death. It feels like, to me, it still feels like yesterday. Like, it's crazy because a fun fact, I just finished watching Eyes of Wakanda, which is an animated shorts that they have on Disney Plus.
Was it good?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's animated, but I mean it's okay. It's not Black Panther 1. I'll just say that.
Okay. I hadn't seen it.
But yeah, so I before I give my thoughts about remembering Chadwick Boseman, Jeremy, are there any fond memories of Chadwick Boseman that you have, or what have you thought about? Or I guess my question is that what's been his impact in your life since he's been gone and even while he was on Earth?
Well, it's funny that you and I met each other because of the work of Chadwick Boseman and because of the work of Ryan Coogler. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, Alex and Victoria worked together out at a Hilton on Pensacola Beach. But the first time I ever met Alex was coming out of seeing Black Panther. Both of us had seen the movie and we got to chatting over it. And I think, broadly speaking, superhero cinema has brought tons of people together. There's an industries built around it. It's had a lot of impact in ways that who would have ever expected. Chadwick Boseman specifically, I remember his introduction in Civil War and just what an awesome character he was. And that movie also had to deal with these several different storylines and introduced us not only to Black Panther but Spider-Man, and yet still somehow there was just something about Chadwick Boseman's performance that you knew immediately, like, this guy is going to be a star. This is just like going to strap a rocket to his back and he's off, no turning back. He's one of our biggest movie stars, comparable to somebody like, Ryan Reynolds or somebody like Michael B. Jordan, where you see him and you know exactly who they are. And unfortunately, I think the reason why so many people are aware of him now is not dissimilar to like Brandon Lee. They were these bright stars that had this incredible future ahead of them, and they just now kind of got introduced to the world. And then this untimely passing happens that nobody expected, nobody saw coming, and it cut the legacy so short that we'll never be able to see his potential fully realized. But there was never a moment on screen that I didn't find Chadwick Boseman to be incredibly captivating. And yes, Ian, Alex, and I did a review. I remember it was a strange and kind of surreal experience. A bunch of reactors all got together on YouTube. I want to say there was like 20 of us that had just now heard the news. Anthony Knight was one of them. There was a bunch of us. I can't even remember all their names. But we just all kind of collectively got together and mourned over the passing of this just iconic person playing an iconic character that has impact societally in a way that I can't fully appreciate. And I know, Alex, that he in particular was like a special to you in a lot of ways. So I'm kind of curious how you're feeling here with so much time removed.
Yeah. For me, the last thing that I saw him in was, I think it was Mama's Ray Bottom or something like that. It was a Netflix movie. It was his last film that he filmed before he perished. And it's funny because I think back to the tribute video that we did. I remember saying in that video that at that time I wasn't necessarily concerned about him being replaced as Black Panther, because I'm sure Marvel will figure it out. They have a machine. But I think about how that character resonates with Chadwick Boseman so well that when I look at his other work, because I was looking at, I rewatched 42 again, and I'm like, wow, he really is Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
And then I watched Get On Up, and I'm like, he is James Brown.
So good in that.
And then there's a movie he does where he's playing an African. It's on Netflix. He's playing an African character, but his sister gets kidnapped, and he's looking for his sister. And he sounds like T'Challa, if I'm being honest. But he's hunting for his sister because he wants to make sure that she's okay and wants to save her. So there's this that particular film, and my favorite film. I mean, I love Black Panther. Black Panther is one of my favorite films out of the MCU. But I will say my favorite film of his is when he did. It was another Netflix movie with he's in the army. It just escapes me. It's a Spike Lee movie.
Yeah. I can't think of. It's not Letters to Iwo Jima. It's the other half of that.
Yes. Where his performance in that was amazing. I think the reason I say it's my favorite performance because we kind of see him in a different element, and it's amazing. I
was wrong about the Iwo Jima thing. I'm sorry for interjecting. It's called The Five Bloods.
The Five Bloods. That's it. The Five Bloods. Yes. I love The Five Bloods. That's one of my favorite movies that Spike Lee has put together. Chadwick Boseman, in my opinion, was truly a king on earth, and he was very humble, well respected, and just loved amongst his peers. And he was a guy that you did not hear about in Hollywood getting into craziness. Yeah. There was no scandal. There was no baby mama drama. This was just a guy who loved the craft. And I remember replaying that. I remember where I was at when Chadwick Boseman told that story of finishing the Black Panther film and trying to finish it on time so these boys who had cancer could see it before it gets released, but they died before they could finish the film.
Yeah.
And it really broke his soul. But the crux of that story is those same boys who had cancer, he was fighting the same thing while filming this movie just so these boys can see a black superhero in real time, because I'm sure those boys probably didn't see Blade, or they probably didn't see Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know, but I can say that Chadwick Boseman was fighting to make sure the black kids who were going through something or not were going to see this film, and he gave us such an amazing performance as T'Challa, from Civil War to Black Panther to Infinity War and Endgame. His performance as T'Challa will always stand the test of time. I do think it's necessary now to pass on the mantle. I did like Black Panther too, but it was just missing T'Challa. But I will say this: the one thing I will commend them on is them honoring Chadwick in that movie.
Yes, yeah,
I did like how they did that. But now that it being 5 years, I'm fortunate. Not fortunate. I'm thankful that his legacy will always live on.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I do miss that type of element and person who was around to encourage everybody, but also be an inspiration within himself. So,
yep.
But yeah, did you have any more thoughts of Chadwick?
No, I think you said it beautifully, man. I guess a thing about being a movie star that when it comes to legacy is like every film that somebody does is a moment captured in time that will live on forever. I know that like in the digital age, is anything really forever? It's hard to say, but my point in saying that is like Chadwick Boseman will always be alive. You just go and honor him by watching The Five Bloods or Black Panther or Get On Up or any of those things that you said. And that's that's a nice thing that people can always reconnect with him and his essence through the work that he did. So yeah, if nothing else, pop on a Chadwick Boseman movie, check it out.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you guys think? What comic session? This is what I want you guys to do. Comment your favorite moment or movie that Chadwick Boseman was in that you love. It could be if you even met him in person. I would love to hear your story in the chat in the comment section. One of the things I wish I could have done, I had 2 opportunities to meet him when he came to Orlando for the reviewing of that Black Panther mural. I couldn't get tickets to go, but also the other he had there was a Comic-Con that he was at that I did get tickets for San Diego Comic-Con. I couldn't make it because of work, but I wish I could have made him. I wish I could have meet him. And unfortunately I didn't get to, but if you did get the chance to meet him and talk to him or whatever, jump into the comment section below, let me know your thoughts, or if you have a favorite movie or story of his, jump to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts.